Hey everyone, it's Ruger. Today we're talking about bracing and bolting your foundation, and more specifically, if you live in California, you have the option of, applying and possibly qualifying for this earthquake brace and bolt program, where you get some grant money. And then if you don't qualify or don't live, or that cycle has passed already, how you would go about bracing and bolting your foundation out of pocket. So I've had the opportunity to go both routes. For our primary home, our zip code did not qualify for the program, so we knew we had an older home and a raised foundation, and we wanted to go ahead and proceed with the program. And then on the other end, I helped my parents qualify for this earthquake brace and bolt program. We signed up, and they got accepted, and just recently, they completed the whole process, and the grant money was paid to them. So first, we're going to talk about the Earthquake Brace and Bolt program. This is a program where they give you grant money. It's open for about 30 days out of the year. You go ahead and you put your info, see if you qualify. Again, there's certain zip codes that they're working with, but it becomes this lottery raffle type system. You're gonna put your information, and then you're gonna give it a couple months once it closes. I think it takes I think it took over a month, maybe 2 months, to see if we qualified. Right there, they're choosing winners of this lottery system, and then at that time, they're gonna let you know. Okay, unfortunately, we've already taken enough applicants, and at this time, we don't have room for you, or you've been placed on the waiting list. Initially, for my parents' house, they were placed on that waiting list, saying, if anyone drops out of the program or chooses not to move forward with it, you may be picked up. So sure enough, 2 weeks later, we get a follow-up email saying, you've been accepted into the earthquake brace and both bolt program. Please can proceed. In order to proceed, you need to do certain things. You need to first get a quote from a contractor. There's certain contractors out there. They have a list of qualified contractors that have taken specific training, done certain things like that. Their license, of course. And then once you look at that list, you submit the documents. Once you give them access to the site, that contractor can then submit documents on your behalf. Once you do that, get that quote, the contractor will come out and take some pictures of the front, underneath, and then with those pictures, the program is looking to see, making sure your foundation is suitable. It's not, cracked or damaged or sinking or, dry rot, anything of that sort underneath. They're looking at these pictures to see if you would be a good candidate for this program. Especially if your foundation is damaged and they can't just put these brackets on. That needs to be fixed first before you can proceed with this. So then looking at my parents' situation, when the contractor did go underneath, he did find a leaking sewage pipe. So my parents had to stop the process, and then they had to work with a plumber to get that fixed. And then there was some trash or debris down there as well from previous jobs that had been done in the house, and former contractors did not remove. So again, the project had to be stopped by the retrofit, and all that trash and debris had to be removed. Once all that was done, they moved forward. The contractor went ahead. It took about, for my parents' house, a little bit bigger. It took about a week for the crew to come out, and they get these clamps, and they pretty much brace and then bolt the house to the foundation. It's pretty loud. It does, if you're working from home, or if you have kids sleeping or trying to nap during the day, it becomes pretty impossible. It gets pretty loud. But they took about a week. Once everything was done there, the contractor came back. Of course, they had pulled the permits, got inspected by the state inspector, signed off. The contractor came back, took pictures of underneath, and submitted everything to the brace and bolt program. They reviewed everything, and then they sent us the $3,000 grant money. So pretty straightforward. For my parents' home being a bigger home, it did cost more than the $3,000. So what happens is they will only cover up to 3,000. Of course, there's ways to qualify for more if you are low income. My parents did not, so we just paid the rest out of pocket. So here are some just examples. Depending across cross space and different things about your house, if it's 2 stories, built on a hill, different ways. It may cost more, it may cost less. So the biggest thing about the Brace and Bolt program, if you're looking to apply for the grant, the only downsides is if you missed that registration or that lottery system for that year, you pretty much need to wait till the next year. And then if you're not chosen, same thing. The other thing is if your zip code does not qualify, they're not looking at every single zip code, but you can on their website go and search your zip code, see if it qualifies beforehand. That is another downside. Our primary home did not, our zip code was not within that area initially, so we just went without this program. And then the last thing is it's a process. It takes months. So while you're trying to do all this stuff, there may be an earthquake, there may be damage. So you never know, right? I would say from start to finish, maybe give it 6 months. If we're being pretty positive, generous, maybe give it 3 months. But once you apply for the program, it takes another month or so to be selected, and then it all kind of falls on you how quickly your contractor can be out there, install everything, and then submit everything to the city, and then also to the earthquake brace and bolt program. For my parents, with all the issues they had, it did take a little bit longer. So I would say for them it took about 9 months to complete everything. So now on the other end, if you're looking to just bypass, you don't care about the grant money, or you don't qualify, or you're already too late for this year, and you want to get your home braced and then bolt, it's a lot easier. You still can go on this website and find a contractor that is trained and of course licensed and has experience doing this type of thing, and then you just reach out to them. That was a lot quicker process for us. We called them, got some quotes, agreed on the price. They quickly pulled the permit, and our house being a lot smaller, it just took 3 days. But same thing, if you're working from home or trying to do anything during the day, it gets pretty hard with all the nailing and drilling and bolting, all that stuff. Once that was completed, the inspector signed off on it, and we were done. So there you have it, 2 different ways of kind of working to brace and bolt your foundation, one with the grant program and then one without. Whichever you do, please try to mitigate any loss against earthquakes. They can and will happen. This is just one way to make your home a little bit more resilient. It's not saying that it's going to prevent your house from, being damaged or destroyed during an earthquake, but it can help mitigate some of that loss.